Hey guys, this is Brian once again from the Southern Islands, and here we are back with yet another Illumineer's weekly quest happening at Goodness Gracious Games. Here we have a Blurple mirror. We have Robin on the left hand side and Tiara on the right hand side. And yeah, as you can see, they're playing the most meta deck that we currently see. You know, I think this is currently week number 3. Potentially week number 4 of Fabled, since Fabled has been released. And looking at the meta share from Ink decks, you know, I think Blurple is still taking the cake in terms of the number of decks, the number of times it's been played in the meta, right? Blurple is very strong, and once again, if you are watching this for the first time, Blurple is the Amethyst Sapphire combination. Amethyst is kind of like that resource color, so you're able to draw cards with Amethyst cards, and as well as kind of sneak a few quests here and there with evasive cards. And Sapphire is the ramp color, right? So with Sapphire, you are hoping to use your ramp of either Tipo, Growing Sun, or Sail the Azurite Sea for a ramp on turn number 2. So that you can charge 1 more ink from your hand to the inkwell, therefore, you know, being able to accelerate the cards that you can play on turn 3. So ideally, it's, as you can see from the other side, 1 ink, 1 drop, 2 ink, ramp, 3 ink, playing a 4-drop card. So right now we see Tiara having an amazing start, right? He chooses to play Sail the Azurite Sea over Tipo Growing Sun, as he probably doesn't have an uninkable that he wants to get rid of from his hand. And Sail the Azurite Sea does top up his hand with 1 more card. So yeah, so that's right. See, therefore was the better play. We do see Robin playing Tipo Growing Sun from his hand, and you can see Tiara here actually just questing with the Rafiki. I like that play just because there isn't any answers that Robin can do to get rid of that Rafiki right now. Right? So Tiara with the Rafiki of 0-2 is able just to quest for his first as well as second turns, and now is a turn where, you know, Robin plays the Genie, right? So if Tiara were to crest with this Rafiki, Genie can easily answer the Rafiki because Rafiki is a 0-2. So we will unlikely see Tiara questing here. We do see 2 Genies coming from Tiara, and that is a very, very strong play. Turn 4, Genie. Turn 5, Genie. And the reason why Genie is so strong is because Genie allows you, Wish Fulfilled allows you to draw 1 card, right? For when you play it from hand. He also quests for 2, and is a 2/4 just for 4 cost, and he's evasive as well. So he's very difficult to remove, has a high hit point, as well as quests for 2. So you're able to just gain a lot from just playing that card. And what you see Tiara doing here is really smart, right? He trades with the Genie, he trades challenges Robin's Genie with his own Genie, and then gets rid of that damage counter by playing Bell Accomplished Mystic from his hand. Bell Accomplished Mystic's on play effect is that you are able to shift up to 3 damage counters from one of your characters over to one of your opponent's characters, but you're also able to do that from your opponent. So for example, if the damage was on that Elsa, it's on the Tipo, and he wants to shift it from the Tipo to the Elsa, he can do that as well. And we do just see a mirror play coming from Robin. He shifts the Bell Accomplished Mystic. So he plays Bell Accomplished Mystic to shift 3 damage counters over to a damaged Genie, thus getting rid of that. Yeah, and by damaged Genie, you know, he does the other 2 damage with the Elsa, the Fifth Spirit, just so that, you know, you can trade into the Genie, shift the damage over, and keep your Elsa healthy whilst getting rid of your opponent's Genie. We do just see a Dumbo, the 5th Wonder of the World, coming down from Tiara here, so he is going to be able to use this powerful effect where he gets his other evasives plus the ability to exert for turn, and if they do so, he can pay 1 ink to draw 1 card and gain the lore. But right now, he doesn't have any other evasives on his side of the field, so I'm not sure how useful this Dumbo is going to be on his side. Whereas Robin just plays, you know, second star to the right, or sings second star to the right, which allows him to draw 5 cards, and he just sings that with the combination of the Bell as well as the Elsa, and just top decks a Hades. So, you know, Hades here, very strong, able to, you know, choose one of your opponent's characters and puts it straight into the inkwell. So this is an effective removal tool, you know, from the Hades, and you can just get rid of anything. So it's a little bit better than the Into the Unknown, because Into the Unknown only only affects exerted characters, right? So Hades, very very strong card. We expected to see him, in future sets as well as future metas as well. Will be a card that's going to be in a meta till it rotates, as we've seen from set 1. So now, things slowing down a little bit. Zelda unable to quest because if he quests, Robin's side just has so many different answers here. So we do see a Into the Unknown coming from Robin once he exerts Zelda's Hades with the Elsa here. So very strong combination. We do see the damaged Elsa singing that. So Seattle not having a lot of choices on the board at the moment. We did see Robin get rid of that Dumbo using his own Hades earlier. So Seattle's board is looking very anorexic in comparison to Robin. Robin here just getting so many resources from the genie, from the second star to the right, and he's also able to safely quest because he knows that if Jiada wants to answer his bell, Jiada will have to use his own bell or use for like a hypnotic strength. Here we do see Jiada just raw playing that second star to the right. Very unusual, as you normally see like people sing that, but raw playing it here, gaining resources in his hand that he's just not able to play just because he had to pay 10 ink for the second star to the right. This is a huge tempo loss for Robin. For Ziada, and we see Robin right now with a healthy board state. 5 cards here, but only able to quest for, I think, 5 per turn. But this is the moment in the game where we typically see Blurple kind of kicking into the high gear, especially if they have, cards ready in the board, and Bell accomplished Mystic here, just answering that Rafiki that Ziada had prepped from the start of the game, and now with Ziada's board not having anything, it's going to be very difficult for Ziada to come back into this game. There's no board wipe for Blurple, right? So typically this is a very very one-sided Blurple game where if he's able to, and if you're able to answer your opponent's board, then there's not much that you can do, and your opponent can just quest away. Right now it's a 7-4 lower count. Sorry, and Robin's just 13 away with his board state. That's 5, but he definitely wants to answer, I think, the bell on the other side. Okay, we do see Elsa coming down here, exerting both of Zelda's characters on the board, and exerting it and not being able to ready it his next turn. So this is what I like to call freezing. So he freezes Zelda's two characters, Belle as well as Elsa, and if Zelda does not have a way to answer anything on Robin's side of the field, Robin is just going to be able to win this game. But no, Hades comes down, Hades Infernal Schema comes down, sends Elsa into the inkwell, so Zelda does survive for one more turn. But here, I'm not surprised if we just see Robin just questing away. We do see him top deck that Hades Infernal Schemer here. Hades Infernal Schemer likely to be played to just get rid of the Schemer or the Genie. Robin is in such a healthy state at this point in time. We see 10 ink. Sorry for the camera shakes, guys. Seems like the players are getting a little bit antsy as the game is coming to a very, very tight close. Right here, I'm not sure what Robin is kind of considering. My guess is probably to see what's the shortest path to victory here. But I do expect him to be managing his resources well. We do see him prepping 7 ink, so that is going to be the Hades Infernal Schemer. Hades Infernal Schemer choosing the opposing Hades Infernal Schemer, and we do see Iago as well for good measure here. I believe Robin is just going to quest out, and it's going to force Zelda into just getting rid of his side of the board. And I think this is excellent from Robin, because right now with his unexerted characters, the Hades as well as the Iago, that is going to be gained if Zelda can get rid of everything that's exerted as well as Robin's 2 ready characters. But we'll see what Ziada has prepped. He has 13 ink, which is high, 4 hand cartridges, which is also very high. But I don't think there are characters on Ziada's side of the field that can get rid of the 2 Elsas, or even the ready characters. Even if he plays an Elsa, the Winter Spirit, maybe exerts the Hades as well as the Iago, the 2 Elsas are still left unanswered. Right? You have the Bell to trade into the Bell. You have, I guess you don't have to deal with the Tipo this turn, but you do have to deal. Oh, if you deal with the Tipo this turn and then you exert the Hades as well as the Iagos, you survive for one more turn and hopefully gets you one more answer. But no, we just see the outside of Fifth Spirit come down, exerts the Hades, but without the Winter Spirit here, I don't think Seattle can actually stop Robin from winning this game. Seattle just weighing out his options at this point, seeing if there's a way out. I don't think there will be, unless we see, we don't see a Winter Spirit there. We see a TikTok, we see a Dumbo, and another Elsa, the Fifth Spirit, but it needs to be the Winter Spirit. We see it ain't coming down for the Fifth Spirit here. Seattle once again weighing out the options he has, but yeah, so we do see the two Elsas trading into the bell. Would that be, does Seattle have a bell on hand maybe? That would probably be the only way. So we do see Seattle using the Bell Accomplished Mystic to challenge the Hades Inferno Schemer. We do see Madam Mim coming down, and then we do see, yeah, there isn't any other thing that Seattle can do, so Seattle just chooses to scoop at this point in time. GG. Hey guys, this is round number 2 of the weekly challenge. Once again, we have Robin on the left. We see a little bit of a prayer coming from Windsor on the right hand side. This time we have a Blurple versus Amethyst Steel matchup. In terms of the matchup here, by right, I believe Amethyst Steel is supposed to be slightly favored into Blurple. This deck actually was, I believe, built to actually counter that Blurple kind of meta. You know, you have the whole bunch of illusions with these things like the Raja as well as Giant Cobra, which, you know, basically are big bodies for the cost that you're paying them at, but they have the downside of the Vanish keyword. Vanish here allows you, sorry, the character gets banished if it gets selected by one of your opponent's action cards. So even things like buffs like your Hypnotic Strength allow you to get rid of the illusions. But you know what, the trade-off is often pretty worth it, as the illusions, if they are able to stay on the board for at least one turn, you instantly get the value. So you see both players here dropping being able to drop one cost. We do see Robin playing Tipo here, allowing him to ramp up 2-3 and turn 2. And on one side, we do see the play of the Raja being inked, as well as the Calhoun being played. Calhoun here being one of the premier cards, as it's a 3-2 resist 1, and if he banishes, if she banishes one of your opponent's characters in a challenge, she gains 2 lore. Right, so extremely strong card. And I also do like the play that Windsor did just now with the Diablo. Diablo here essentially reads 1 cost Inkable 0-1, quest for 1, and if it gets banished, you draw a card, right? So basically, if, you know, Diablo doesn't get banished, he gets to quest for 1 more turn, there's a win. If he gets banished, you draw a card, that's also a win. So here, Diablo extremely strong in these kind of decks, which are kind of like mid-rangey / aggro. Oh wow. So we do see Windsor play the Giant Cobra, 3 cost 4/4 vanish, and he has the option of choosing to discard one of his cards from his hand when he plays Giant Cobra. If he does, he gains 2 lore. It's one of the 2 cards in the deck which allows you to get instant lore. The other card is that White Rose, where it just reads as a 3 cost 3/3 on play, gain lore. Right, so these cards are what make, I think, Amethyst Steel a little bit more of that mid-rangey aggro kind of style, versus something along the sides of like the Blurple, right, where it's a bit more of a control kind of deck. So we do see Robin playing the Baymax, which allows him to heal up to 2 damage counters from one of his characters. If he does, he gains that much lore, right? So people like to play him for the healing effect. But he's also a pretty good quester as well. We see Windsor here, playing a genie, but it gets answered immediately by Robin's Elsa, the Fifth Spirit. And on top of that, you see the benefit of the Baymax right now. He quests for 2, heals for 2, so he gains 4 lore. This Baymax here is just allowing Robin to kind of steal the game away at this point. We do see Windsor trading not trading, but challenging the Baymax with the Giant Cobra. I think this is a really good play, as he has the bell in his hand, able to get rid of that Baymax as soon, a little bit late, one turn too late, but does get rid of it finally. We saw Robin having that Hades Inferno Schemer in his hand. He does only have, I think, 6 ink right now, unable to play the Hades. He does tap 5 to play for the Meta Mim, allows him to bounce back his Genie, Wish Fulfilled, back to his hand. And she also has a nifty effect of shifting up to 2 damage counters from herself to one of your opponent's characters. And if he does do that, you know, he can do that at the start of every one of his turns, right? So very effective, quote unquote, monkey dory user or damage shifting user. And on top of that, you get to bounce back your on-play effect characters like your Genie, like your Elsa's, back to your hand. And you can just replay them for their on-play effect later on. We do see 7 ink for that Hades Inferno Schemer to get rid of Winter's Dumble. Resource control here is the name of the game. If you're able to kind of control your opponent's hand size, as well as control your opponent's board, you can easily steal the game away. And if you look at it right now, Robin is at 10, Winter is at 5. These are not numbers that you normally see in this kind of matchup, but Robin here passes, Winter draws for his turn. Is that a Bobby? It seems as if Winter is playing the Bobby here. So Bobby reads it whenever you get whenever your opponent banishes one of your characters, you gain a lore, right? So once again, that slightly aggressive kind of build, we do see when Robin here playing Genie after Genie, allowing him to just draw card after card here, replacing itself essentially. And Robin here questing as he smells blood. He smells the victory. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Once here getting forced to get rid of Robin's Genie here. Captain Hook coming down, Bell coming down, and Wednesday is just trying to race at this point in time. We do see 5 lore on Robin's side of the field. And Wednesday has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lore here, unable to actually win and quest out here. So Robin sees that, sends the highest quester into Wednesday's Ink with the top deck of Hades. So yeah, Wednesday here just trying to draw and see what other options he has. I think he's trying to he's trying to draw in the Strength of a Raging Fire maybe, but unable to answer. So that would be GG for round number 2. Robin here showcasing the powerful prowess of the Blurple deck. Hey guys, welcome back to round number 3 of the Illumineer's weekly quest happening at Goodness Gracious Games. Here we have Robin here running through the gauntlet. If you have not seen the common theme here, we put Robin up for a challenge to just be on the camera for the entire weekly challenge, with the caveat of if he wins his games. And so far, he has won all his games, right? So here we have Robin once again joining playing the Blurple deck, and Zach here playing the Amber Steel Aggro, right? So do pardon the few proxy cards, as this is he's actually playing my second deck. So with that in mind, I don't have multiple copies of Strength of Raging Fire, but I will be able to tell you what card is what, as it's all written on the cards as well. So Zach is this is actually Zach's first time playing in a weekly challenge, and he's come up all the way to 2-0. So 2 wins in a best of 3. Sorry, no, 2 wins in a Swiss 3 is incredibly good for someone who's playing Lorcana for basically his first time. But he's not new to TCGs. He is, however, new to Lorcana. So, and this is the deck which I do recommend a lot of, I think, newer players to kind of play, as it gives you a basic understanding of what the game does, what the game is, and the objective of the game, aka questing. Right, so it also allows you to have a better understanding of some really pretty good mechanics that the deck is able to provide. So definitely, if you're new to the game and you're looking for a deck to play, Amber Steel is the way to go, in my personal opinion. So here we are just going to do a quick recap. So Rafiki on 1 from Robin. On 2, we see Sail the Azurite Sea. For Zach's side of the field, we do see the Aurora coming down. Aurora is a new card coming out set 9 in Fabled, where 1 cost, 1/2, quest for 1, And whenever she does quest, your next princess card that gets played on your turn costs 1 less. So the idea of playing the Aurora in this build, right, is that you quest for 1, and then until you play the Tiana, right, the sideways restaurant owner, as we like to call it, we do see the Tiana in Zach's hand now. So we do see him questing for 1, and we do see a turn 2 Tiana coming down to combo, coming out really nicely. I hope to see a lady. I think that is a lady actually in his hand as well. So Zach here looking pretty prime to kind of, I mean, to have a very strong start, right? So Robin here now has to answer this Tiana, right? He is either going to try to exert it and then sing, into the unknown here, or he just deal with it in, at a later turn. So we do see him inking for 4. Inking for 4, and then using the Rafiki to challenge that Aurora. We do see him now playing the Meta Mim from his hand, so the Rafiki is going to get bounced back. And yeah, once again, the Meta Mim being able to shift damage counters that get left on her is an extremely strong ability, as well as coupling that with the bounce and her stat line. So Meta Mim Elephant has a lot going for her. And with the combination of that Basil as well, right? Basil's a 2/1 support. So if Basil quests, he can pass 2 willpower over to the Meta Mim, effectively making her a 5/7. 5/7 gets rid of a lot of different things here. So for Zach, I kind of want to ink. Ooh, okay. He chooses to go for the lady play. He inks the Pluto as well, and he chooses not to quest. So do we? A lot of people may be like, oh, but why am I not questing this turn? Well, because actually, I think that was a slight misplay, because questing here would basically not allow Robin to have done, I think, that exact play that he just did. I mean, he would have to quest with the Basil, but Zach would then be able to answer that Basil. Oh wait, no, maybe that's why, because he sees 2 Tianas. So with 2 Tianas, he's basically trying to wait for a turn where he can just play both Tianas and quest both. So I think here, this is the second thing maybe that I wouldn't have done, right? I probably would have waited for both Tianas to be ready, and then quest with that Tiana instead. So yeah, so I think there's a bit of a ruling question that Zach had here. He's like, if I shift the 2 damage counters over to the Mr. Arrow, does Mr. Arrow have resist? The answer is no, because you're shifting damage counters, you're not doing damage, right? So if you're playing, if you've ever played Pokemon or have watched some of the Pokemon videos, it's like Dragapult versus Screamtail, right? Shaman blocks Screamtail, doesn't block Dragapult. That's the short end of that. We do see Robin here just playing the 3 cost to negate Tiana's effect, as that's the trade-off of playing that Tiana. So we do see the Tiana. So we do see Robin get rid of that Tiana here. And Zach just playing the Dock from his hand. So the Dock is that fire energy that you see. It's a 2 cost uninkable 1/3, 1 quest for 1, and you can when on play, discard your hand, draw 2. So right now, Blurple, having established control of the board pretty early, is in a prime position at this point in time. So we do see the Basil giving support over to the Meta Mim, and Meta Mim is just going to trade that Tiana. Robin having characters on the board and Zach not being able to answer them is putting Zach in a pretty bad spot at this point in time. We do see a Celia Azraite C coming from the remaining ink from Robin's side of the field. And he's going to be pretty happy with drawing that Hades Inferno Schemer. He just needs to find the right time to play it. I'm a little bit surprised to not see him drop that Rafiki. I think this is probably just because he wants to be able to play that Rafiki to answer bigger, I guess, HP cards that Zach plays down. So Zach plays the Penny from Bolt's owner from his hand, allows him to heal 2, as well as give 1 character. Choose 1 character to heal 2 and give 1 resist 2. So Penny is gonna give that to the Dock, I believe. Yep, so just contemplating. So he does give it to the dock, and he is just going to quest with the Lilo as well. The dock brings him up to 10, 10 to 4, but at this point in time, you know, it's not looking great because he is able, Robin is able to shift that 1 damage counter over to Zach's side of the field. Oh, slight misplay here. You by right supposed to shift, I think, the damage counter before you draw for turn, but I think Robin either chose not to do that, or forgot to do that. But either way, that's fine. So we do see Zach dropping the we do see Robin dropping the Dumbo as well as a Rafiki. So we just see Robin just kind of explaining the cards to Zach, right? Zach's still trying to, they're fresh to the game, this is his first day, so just learning what Dumbo does. So we see the players here just confirming the different effects of the Dumbo and seeing what cards gains Dumbo's ability. So Robin here just clarifying that only evasive cards gain Dumbo's ability, right? So, the Elsa gains it, but none of the other cards do. And after that, the game just continues. So we do see a quest coming from the Basil. We do see a challenge coming for the Madam Mim, as well as the Elsa challenging into that dock. So it seems as if the dock didn't get the resist, I suppose. But we do see Zach playing the Lilo from the discard pile. So Ryan once again explaining that I think the Lilo can only play its effects if before he draws the turn, but since it's his first round, Robin is kind of just giving him a chance there to play out its full effect, explaining that you also do need to pay for the cost that you're playing Lilo for. So viewers, just remember, if you are playing Lilo's effect from the discard pile, you have to pay it from you have to use its effect before you draw your card for your turn. All right, so we do see one more ink being exerted for the Daisy Duck, Donald's 8. And I think Zach is just going to pass here, choosing not to quest with any one of his cards. So we do see Robin just shifting the 2 damage counters over from the Madam Mim to the Lady. And we see Zach here running away. Sorry, we see Robin here running away with the game, having gained board control from his side. And I think Zach here just showing that there isn't much that he can do once the control has been achieved. We do also see Robin drawing into the Bell Accomplished Mystic here, so challenges the Lilo using the Elsa, and we do see the Bell dropping down, so he is going to be shifting over the damage to the Penny. And we have a board of 6 characters. We have a board with 1 character. Big surprise, who is in the lead at this point in time, even though the Lorcana says otherwise. Zach here playing the dock, discards the Strength of the Raging Fire, draws 2 more cards, hoping that he gets anything. Manages to get the Nala, so that's 2, 2 and 2. So that's all the ink that Zach has, and he just quests with the Daisy Duck. Daisy Duck triggers its effect, so your opponent gets to look at the top card of your deck. If it's a character, he gets to put it in his hand. So we do see that Winter Spirit just going straight back into Robin's hand, and I do expect to see maybe like 1 ink and then the shift over to the Elsa. Yeah, it exerts the Dark Assault Nala, and Robin can just quest out with this board. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ink. Sorry, 9 lore that Robin can gain this turn, and he'll just do the same thing again after, and that is just going to be game.